Well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like I'm live here today. Marion is very, very, very sick today. I'm very worried about her. 4/18/2023, 3:51 p.m. And I am so worried about my sweetheart, my soulmate, my best friend, my love. She is so sick. I have to take her to the hospital after the show tonight. I want you all to keep her in your thoughts and prayers. Send her some positive energy. Miss Marion Pound, our director and president of Destiny Global Communications Network, and our senior executive producer and co-producer and director for Alternative Public Radio International. She is so sick, ladies and gentlemen. And with all this stuff going around, you never know what's going on with this. You never know what's happening. Everything is so confusing and out of whack and twisted and dysfunctional and insane. It's hard to tell what the hell is going on. And God, when you love somebody like I love her, it just breaks my heart. My heart is broken in half right now, watching her suffer and watching her lungs fill up with fluid and this bronchitis. She has it every 3 to 4 to 5 months, and it really is treacherous. I know that many of you have it. And I'm scared to death to go to the ER for all that we know about these crazy places and how they've changed over the last few years. They've been militarized, and you know, I don't want to stick a PCR test up her nose. She's terrified of all that crazy shit, and they're going to try to say COVID, 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 blah 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 blah. She's scared of that. It's terrible when they've turned these hospitals into horror houses, places that are just dungeons and places where people are terrified to go. It's just a shame. It's a dirty damn shame, and we should all be uprising over this. We should all be mad as hell over this. I know, it feels like we have no power at all. I know it feels like we're powerless against this system, this global monstrosity that we have allowed to develop right in front of our eyes. And it's just a dirty damn shame that we haven't stood up earlier and said, no, 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 enough is enough. We're not going to take it anymore. We're still taking it right up the ass. And it's getting worse and worse and worse by the second, ladies and gentlemen. All of this stuff that I heard today about the critical race theory and all of this transgender stuff and feminism and all of this, Antifa and all of this, pronoun this and pronoun that and racism and, white men are dangerous and I don't know. It's just the whole system is completely turned upside down on its head, and I really don't know what to think about it anymore. One time I thought I had a grip on some kind of reality, but lately I don't. I honestly can tell you that I don't have. Well, I'm losing my grip day by day here, and I know that many of you are too. Many of you already have. Um, we've gone through hell, Marion and I, in the last few months, rescuing her mother and getting her back to the Northwest and getting her in a safe place, healthy place. And it's cost us everything that we have. And now we're starting over again, trying to keep the station, trying to keep the missions alive, the crisis team, the disaster team, trying to build a center for living, loving, and learning, putting out these grants for funding for these missions that we have. And I feel like I'm getting sick now. My gosh, what's going on here? It's almost like I'm a conspiracy. Like I feel like they're trying to kill her and I for the investigations that we're doing, for the shows that we're doing, for the narrative that we carry to the public, for the commentary, for the subject matter, the issues, and the breaking news, all of the things that we know, all of the reporting and researching that we do. I feel like it's a conspiracy to just kill us, eliminate us, erase, have us erased They're doing everything they can to kill our free speech here in America completely. And I mean completely. And they're doing everything they can to make white people look like crazy, violent, racist, and they're doing everything they can to create this leftist, insane agenda. And it's working very, very well. So far, Agenda 21, Agenda 30, and here we come with Agenda 50 and with the depopulation program, the World Economic Forum and Klaus Schwab over there and all of his crazy bunch of billionaires. And then we have this crazy thing going on with Russia and Ukraine. And then we have Xi Jinping, and then we have Taiwan and that conflict, and then we have Kim Jong Un, the little Pillsbury doughboy, North Korea threatening to fire off some shots on the United States and create an electromagnetic pulse that will knock our power out. It'll be unprecedented and unbelievable and incomprehensible. Then we have this major gas flow coming up out of the Pacific Ocean, 50 miles off our coast here, that is, looking very much like it's going to turn into a 9.5 earthquake that's going to kill hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people, California to Alaska. Um, this is all real stuff, ladies and gentlemen. This is not woo woo. This is not conspiracy. This is not craziness. This is real. This is happening right now. And plus, we have Yellowstone acting up. Um, and, we have all these tornadoes and all this weird weather, going crazy all over the United States, all over the world. We have train derailments one after the other. We have ships being hacked, banks being hacked, hospitals being hacked with ransomware, public school systems having to shut down because they're being hacked with ransomware. We have whole towns, city halls. We have emergency response teams being shut down. Their systems being hacked with ransomware. They can't afford to pay back, and it's just getting worse and worse. We have all these fires and explosions happening all over the U.S., destroying our farm land, destroying our distribution plants, manufacturing plants, destroying our transportation routes and routes, and destroying our supply and demand, breaking up the system as much as they possibly can to bring in the reset. And it really is getting bad. People having their bank account frozen, small banks going out of business, homes being sold to these large corporations, and you know, the rents are going so sky high that nobody's able to afford rent. They're living in RVs and trucks and cars behind houses and under bridges. And we have so many homeless people up here, it's unbelievable. And they're giving them 2 hours to move their tents, and they have to keep walking all night. They can't stop until their shoes are worn out and they have holes in the bottom of their shoes. They can't stop moving. They can't stop walking until they pass out, almost dead. I was just reading an article today about this up here. It's unconstitutional. It's inhumane. It's crimes against humanity are being committed every day. We're not doing anything about it. I'm going to write some letters. I'm going to put out some posts. I'm going to write some articles about this and send it to some folks. But how good will that be? What will that do? Nothing. They won't listen. They won't budge. And the situation's just totally out of hand. Um, many of you seem to think nothing is going on because you're so ignorant, so clueless, you're so uneducated, not very well researched. You have no idea what's happening. And as I told Marion the other day, I think sometimes ignorance is bliss. I think it's better to be ignorant about all this shit than to know as much as we do about it. And I think it's much better to just be dumb as a box of rocks and just wait until it, sidewinds you, hit you upside the head, knocks you out, and you don't even know it hit you. You know. I hope you all share this audio. It's very important to us and our missions that we can one day get monetized here. The only way we're going to get monetized is If these are shared and shared and shared and shared and shared, please share these. I'm begging of you to please share these for Marion, if not for me. Please share as many times as you can. Drop by the show tonight. I go live at 6 o'clock, 2 hours. Um, Blog Talk Radio. The show is Lone Wolf Radio. Lone Wolf on Blog Talk Radio. Telephone number over there to the show is 646-716-8423. I go live at 6 p.m. Pacific time. The number again is 646-716-8423. It is 4/18/2023, 4:02 p.m. right now, and I'm doing my best to keep my sanity about me as all of these things flood in around us. You know, we're facing the central bank digital currency. We're facing the social credit score that the United States has adopted from the Chinese Communist Party, and we're facing the digital passport. We're facing these implants. We're facing these digital tattoos. We're facing still the GMOs, the chemtrails, the selenium, the barium, the graphene oxide, luciferius, the CRISPR technology, the mRNA technology, the nanobots, nanoparticulates that are in all of our food and drink, our fluoride in our water. We're still experiencing all of these plumes from these fires that are being burned off by the EPA and others, these derailments that are creating severely, terribly dangerous, toxic environment for the population here in the U.S. and our children, our senior citizens, those with comorbidity and pre-existing conditions. Cancers are going to start skyrocketing, brain tumors skyrocketing, respiratory diseases like Marion skyrocketing, cardiac problems, neurological problems skyrocketing. And it's all from our very, very unnatural, very, very toxic, very poison environment that we're living in. And they want to kill us. I mean, it's very obvious that they want to kill us. I mean, it's so obvious. Read for yourself. Just go read. I mean, they're not hiding any of this. They're not hiding any of this. It's all out in plain view. They're exterminating all of the commoners. They're exterminating everyone. They call you cattle, call you brutes, they call you idiots, morons, imbeciles. Uh, you know, you're no better than cattle to them. It's a herd of cattle. Um, and they want to rid the earth of all of the waste. You're just waste. You're food for worms. You're not needed anymore. They're going to bring this population down to under 500 million, and they're going to do it swiftly, very swift, very swift. It's going to be like an overnight thing. You're not even going to know what hit you. We're facing so many disastrous and chaotic situations right now. So many disasters are just around the corner that it is just the human mind is incapable of dealing with all this. At least mine is at this point. From all that I know and all the research that we do, 80 hours a week between the two of us here of research. Um, the things that are happening are beyond human comprehension, and there's just no words for it. There's really just no words to describe what I'm feeling right now. And many of you are numb. I'm numb. My brain is numb. I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm not afraid to tell you that I'm just confused, mixed up. I'm at my wit's end. I'm on the edge of insanity because of all of the insanity that I'm having to witness. And I just don't think our brains are capable of processing this much information at one time. I mean, especially the kind of information that we're getting. which is all the terrible things that are happening around the world of us that are part of this depopulation and total destruction of our planet as we know it, and our system as we know it, our infrastructure as we know it. They're destroying everything. The ransomware attacks are happening all over the world right now, and the threats of nuclear annihilation are upon us, and it just scares the living shit out of me. Um, that Marion and I might have to be separated in death at some point in time here. I don't mind dying. I'm not afraid of dying, but I don't want to leave her. I don't want her to leave me. I want us to be together forever, you know. And I don't want to see you all lose your loved ones either. I don't want to see you all going through pain and suffering that many of you are going through right now because you know what I know. You're as awake as I am and alert as I am as consciousness. And you're thinking about thinking. You're aware of awareness. And you're educated, up to date on what's happening from a geopolitical standpoint. And you're looking at this philosophically, ontologically. You're looking at this epistemologically. You're looking at this from all kinds of angles, different perceptions. Each of you come from your own experience, your own misinformation, disinformation, propaganda paradigm. You've all been programmed differently, and you're all living in your own little bubbles and segmented realities. They talk about the hive mind now in this new technology they're using for mind control for the TIs. They talk about the hive mind. It's an insane thing what they're doing with artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is completely out of control, and they're not going to put it under any major oversight. At the beyond the top secret levels of government, the dark state, deep state, this thing is so powerful. This artificial intelligence, this new D-wave computing, quantum computing, whatever, machine learning over there at Deep Minds is so powerful. This thing can calculate, make trillions and trillions of inputs per second, and it's just beyond amazing and also beyond terrifying what this thing has turned into and what it is turning into every single day. The technology seems to be doubling every week. I mean, it's just unbelievable. It was every 3 years, and it was every 2 years, and then it was every year, and then now it's every week. You know, it's just getting smarter and smarter and smarter and smarter. Now they're saying that it's sentient, it's conscious, it's aware of itself. It's AI. Many of the top scientists in the world are scratching their head, wondering how this damn thing is doing what it's doing, and definitely scratching my head, wondering after dealing with Bard and GPT-3 um, and advanced GPT, I'm wondering how the hell this thing could have even been created without some kind of extraterrestrial assistance. It's just beyond me. The whole damn thing is beyond my comprehension, and my IQ is up there 160, 180, and I still can't comprehend any of it. Our physics has gone wild. We're changing our physics. We're relooking, reevaluating, realigning, restructuring, reorganizing our physics, space-time continuum, gravity, thermodynamics, expansion of the universe, singularity, the event horizons, all of the different theories, dark matter, other world theories, time travel. We're looking at all these things and starting to scratch our head. All of these things that were impossible 10 years ago are now very possible. things that were totally, just inconceivable, even on paper, even through calculations 10 years ago, are now very probable, and they're happening. They're actually seeing the result of these experiments, and it's blowing everybody's mind. You know, blowing everybody's mind. They're talking about the genome or the proteins that the computer's working on. It was taking a PhD. Uh, I think it was 5 years to create one protein, and now this computer technology can unravel 1 million proteins per hour or something. I mean, it's like unbelievable. I mean, this is like I don't even have any words. I don't even have any words to describe this. I have no words at all. There's no vocabulary for it. I was talking to my audience the other night about building a new lexicon, building a new vocabulary, a new language, a new way to talk about this, a new way to speak about this. For my talk shows, it's hard for me to even talk about it because it's so weird. It's pouring down here now. It's hailing. It's hailing. The wind's blowing here 50, 60 miles an hour out here outside my window. I'm terrified. I'm looking up at this 2,000-foot mountain, and I'm stuck down here in the valley, and there's hail. It's hailing now. I'm watching hail bounce off the roof of the barn. I'm watching hail. I'm watching snow. It's snowing and hailing and raining at the same time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not real. It's not real. I feel like I'm living in the Twilight Zone or a snow globe. One of those snow globes you buy at Christmas. I mean, this is weird. We just came out of the sunshine 2 hours ago. Beautiful day, and now it's hailing, raining, and snowing all at the same time. The wind's blowing about 40, 50 miles an hour. It doesn't make any sense. None of this shit makes any sense. And if it makes sense to you, then you're a lot smarter than I am. I wish you would give me a call or a chat or something and let me know what you think. Any of you want to talk to me about this stuff and go over some of this stuff and just get it off your chest if you want to. You can call me on my private number. I have a private Skype number now. It's 503 505 6871. It's 503 505 6871. If you want to get something off your chest, you know. I'm thinking about starting a group. No, I am starting a group up here of people who just want to get together and talk about these things and not come together as a bunch of know-it-alls, but come together as a bunch of people seeking answers, to impossible questions. And I'm going to call it Seeking Answers to Impossible Questions. And, it's going to be a group of people that just are losing their freaking minds. And they need somebody to talk to. They need somewhere to go to get their shit off their chest, you know? And I think we all need that today. And I think it's hard to find other people that are in the same kind of mindset or mind frame that I'm in and Mary's in. All that we experience, all the research we do, all the background and intelligence that we have, all the missions that we've run, all the places that we've worked, the county morgue, homicide, MICU, emergency medicine, caregiving, hospice, funeral home, embalming, autopsies, cremations, burning bodies in our resorts. All of these crazy things have not helped us any at all to be mentally stable, as it would be said. Instead, it's done just the opposite. It's driving us fucking crazy. But I do encourage all of you to share this as many times as you possibly can if you want to help us and you don't have any money to donate. Donate a little thing, Cash App or whatever you want to call it. If you want to write that down, if you want to send some money to the disaster team and help the first responders here, you can send it to hit $ on your keyboard and then lowercase Mary Pound, MaryPound 77. So it's $ Mary Pound MARYPOUND 77. Just put all of it together, no spaces, and you can give us some money on our Cash App, and it will be used to help fund our church pantries, food pantries. I don't do church myself, but Marion and her mother do, and I'm going to start going with them just to fellowship, just to meet some folks and talk to them. They go to a pretty cool liberal church, you know. I'm going to go check that out, and I'm going to keeping food in the pantries because they're all dry right now. And Marion and I try to keep as much coming in as we can for these homeless people here, especially the women and children and the veterans and senior citizens. So if you want to donate, it's $ Mary Pound, MARYPOUND 77. We could really use the donation, ladies and gentlemen. And I could also really appreciate you sharing. Yes, there's many places as you possibly can on as many groups, friends, and pages and places as you possibly can, even emailing it out or whatever, PMing it or whatever. We need people to know what's going on. I want people to know how we feel here at the station. I want people to know how I feel. I want people to know that there's other people feeling like they're feeling, and that I understand and I have compassion and I have empathy for folks who are just at the end of their road and trying to figure all this shit out. And they've just come to a point in their life where they've thrown up their hands and they've gone, well, what the fuck? You know, WTF. I mean, it's crazy. There's no sense. You can't make any sense out of it. You know, there's no method to the madness anymore. There was at one time. We were talking about the 60s and 70s earlier today in the squad car. Um, we were talking about there used to be some method to this madness, and now it's just complete fuckery. Uh, it's complete fuckery. The whole system is caved in on itself, and these entities, these beings, these people, these leaders, these cabal, this syndicate, this Cosa Nostra, this group of insane maniacs that are running things up there at the top of the mountain. It seems like they just have total destruction on their mind, and total chaos and total power and domination, you know, over the society. Well, I'm going to leave you now. I love all of you very much, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.